Today we will review adding fractions with unlike denominators. In order to add fractions when the denominators are not the same, you must first find the least common denominator. We will review this first. To find the least common denominator, you must find the least common multiple of the two denominators in your original fractions. Let's take a look at an example of this. 2/3 plus 1/5. In order to find the answer to 2/3 plus 1/5, we must first find the least common denominator between 3 and 5. In order to find the least common denominator between 3 and 5, we must first find the least common multiple. List the multiples of 3, which are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and so on. List the multiples of 5, which are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. Then find the least common multiple, which is 15. This is also known as the least common denominator between these two numbers. Now that we have reviewed how to find the least common denominator, let's try adding some fractions. Let's try adding 2/3 plus 1/5. In order to do that, now that we know that our common denominator is 15, we must first find an equivalent fraction for 2/3 and also find an equivalent fraction for 1/5. In order to do that, I must ask myself, what is the relationship between 15 and 3? How did I make the jump from 3 in my original fraction to 15 in this, what will soon be, an equivalent fraction? I multiplied 3 by 5 to get 15. So I must also do that to my numerator. And when I multiply 2 times 5, I get 10. Therefore, 10/15 is an equivalent fraction to 2/3. I must use the same series of instructions to find an equivalent fraction for 1/5. What is the relationship between 5 and 15? I must multiply 5 times 3 to get 15. Therefore, I must also do that to my numerator. 1 times 3 is 3. Therefore, 1/5 and 3/15 are equivalent fractions. Now my last step is to add 10/15, my new fraction, plus 3/15, my other new fraction, to get my sum. So 10 plus 3 is 13. My denominator stays the same. 13/15 is what I get in the end. Now it's time for you to try one on your own. Do you think you're ready? Let's try something simple. How about 1/5 plus 3/4? This is what you should have gotten. The solution to 1/5 plus 3/4 is 19/20.